Welcome to Queerdos. We're here.
We're here.
We are a little tired today.
A little bit. Sleepy.
Both of us, our bodies just decided to wake us up at 6 o'clock in the morning for no apparent reason. So, hi.
I'm going to be going home and napping after this.
Oh, there's going to be a big old nap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go to bed early. I'll make myself some dinnies and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, I always say that.
Yeah.
Never
Me too.
seem to go to bed early.
But if I take a nap, then I'm definitely not getting to bed at a good time. But if
That's
I take
fair.
a nap, then I can stay up later.
See? You've got options, is the
I've
point.
got options.
Is the point.
Yeah.
Well, Cricket, what's wonderful with you today?
I did not think of this in advance. It's the one thing I forgot, I suppose. Fuck. I got new clippers for work.
There you go. I was getting a little worried for a second there.
No, I had like a couple things that I could say, but I was like, I don't want to say that. But anyway, I got new clippers for work. They're Heiniger Opals. If you're a groomer, you know.
If you know, you know.
And I even got the spare battery, so I'm set for like 12 weeks. Just not quite that, not quite that long. The battery won't last that long, but practically that long.
I mean, that's cool. I don't have batteries that last that long. My camera can barely last long enough to record an episode.
Heck, I don't have batteries that last that long.
That's true.
Anyway, Taylor, what's wonderful to you?
I have so many wonderfuls. Like, it's one of those times where I have to choose which one to share.
So good.
And that makes me so happy. But I think, let's see. I've done a lot of planty ones lately.
Ooh.
I think my wonderful this week is I got to go to Tree Fort on Thursday.
Ooh, that is wonderful.
It was. I got to go to the live recording of our sister podcast,
Nice.
Indie Film Podcast. If you're into making films, it's a great one to check out. I'm a little biased. My best friend's one of the hosts. But it was really fun, and then we moseyed on over to Julia Davis Park to attend what we called Free Fort. Had a lovely non-alcoholic cocktail while I watched her friend Jessie. Oh my goodness, the Mini Kings.
Ooh.
We watched the Mini Kings set, and they have a great song called "Depose All Kings." Check it out.
Nice.
Also, hey, representation recommendation in the wonderful.
Woo, woo, woo.
So that was a really fun show, and then
Yeah.
we walked down to Lost Grove, and it was a lovely day for a walk, and had a switchel there and listened to her boyfriend's favorite band or friend's band, and then we just went out to dinner to Solid.
Nice.
It was just a really nice, kind of breezy Thursday.
Yeah, it sounds nice and breezy.
Yeah, it was very breezy.
Hell yeah. Sounds very wonderful.
It was. I enjoyed myself. And it reminded me that it's okay to take a day off from all of the nastiness.
Yeah.
And self-care is taking the time to go to Tree Fort and listen to some free music.
Yeah.
And have a drink with your friends. And just enjoy their company for a few hours. So give yourself permission to do that. Even when the world's going to shit, you deserve an off day.
Yeah. It's true.
It's very true.
So true.
Because you can't keep pouring out without filling your cup back up, right?
It's true.
So if you spend all of your energy always fighting, eventually you're gonna burn out, babe.
It's true.
Well, should we gallop on over to the Pink Pony Club?
We shall.
Okay. Well, coming up, and I do want to start off by apologizing. We are still kind of getting used to our posting schedule. And we math isn't either of our thing. Cricket, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm just adding on a few details to the Pink Pony Club stuff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But I was saying that math isn't necessarily either of our strong suits.
Yeah.
And so I noticed when I was editing this week's episode that the events we were announcing already happened.
Oh, yay.
And so I want to apologize for that. And also apologize if this comes out later than we expect it to.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is we finally caught up. And we're getting a lot quicker at editing, and we're a couple ahead. So we're thinking that we're probably going to be switching to a weekly posting schedule very soon. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. Forgot I was going to announce that before the Pink Pony Club. I kind of did, I guess. I announced it at the top. Yep. But coming up, the one I'm super excited for, because it is literally my jam. Mm-hmm. Antifa's American Idiots Drag Show.
Yeah.
I'm already dressed for it. I'm so excited. It's going to be 7 p.m. at the balcony.
Door 7, show 8.
Show 8. Oh, on the 10th of April, because I didn't say that part. Yeah. The 10th of April, door 7, show at 8. Mm-hmm. Door 7, show at 8 at the Balk, down on 8th Street. It's gonna be a blast. If you've ever been to one of Antifa's shows, they're always a blast. But I'm just particularly fond of the theme this time.
Yeah, it's a good theme.
And when we're hoping to attend.
Oh, it's $15 pre-sale, $20 at the door, by the way.
My bad. I forgot to put the price.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just catching the ones that I can. I don't have one for the golden. We'll get there. Anyway.
We'll get there. Well, that's what we're gonna say next, and that was the one we talked about that we wanted.
Actually, there's one right before that I added, but I just did it, so
I
it's
have
like
a PDF.
guys, you have a PDF.
Okay, you go.
I will. Okay. Are You a Friend of Dorothy's? A burlesque and drag musical. It's April 10th and 11th, so 2 nights at the VAC, 21 up. Doors 8, show 9, $20 in advance for general admission, and $25 at the door, and then $30 if you want a front row seat, and then it's $40 at the door.
Yeah, and if you've never been to a show at the VAC, it's a fun time. It's wild. Yes. they get a little wild down there.
They do get a little wild down there. It's a great venue for it, too.
It really is.
And it's got a fucking huge stage. Oh, my God.
And I love that it's, like, right there by Old Speak. Mm-hmm. Like, can we just turn Garden City into the gay corridor?
Please, God.
Oh, man, they'd be so pissed. They we ran out the bar, and now they've got a bookstore and a performance space and a studio.
How dare the queers?
Damn those homosexuals. Anyways. Hi.
Anyway, take it over.
And so this one is one we were talking about we're going to try to attend.
Yes.
Is the Golden Girls Drag Brunch, which... Need I say more?
Yeah.
It's the Golden Girls Drag Brunch. I am so ready for some Rose and Blanche and Dorothy and Sophia to just make me have virgin mimosas come out my nose.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be on the 11th at 10 Barrel Brewing. I didn't look up the price on that one.
I'm just looking it up.
Cricket's going to tell you the cost per tickets on that one in just a second.
Let's
my bad, guys.
That's part. Oh shit! It wants my
non-binary pals.
Yeah. What the bro? Okay, whatever. It decided that it knows my age now, so we're good.
Yay!
Okay, tickets start at like $10, well, almost $11.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely going to that.
Yeah, they have a. Let's see. 1 second.
Well, we can't spend too much time on this, but...
Anyway, they've got a bunch of different seating options, and it starts at around $10 for, like, the cheapest one. The cheapest one that I'm seeing that's still available is $17.74.
Okay, so about $18. Yeah. So, yeah, check that out, and hopefully we'll be right there with you.
Yeah!
Depends on if Cricket has enough work. I might be there. And then... Den of Sin is presenting Bride or Die
oh, yeah.
on the 25th at 7 p.m. at the balcony. It's like a drag burlesque show, and I believe it's like a bachelorette party from hell kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that sounds like it's going to be really fun, and I believe tickets for that are also $15.
Yeah, it looks like they're about $15 on Eventbrite. They're like $19.
Yeah.
That's the same ticket price, like the tickets. That's the same place I was looking at the tickets for the Golden Girls brunch. So that's probably like including the Eventbrite fees and stuff.
Probably.
They're probably cheaper to get elsewhere.
Yeah.
So look for the event pages and stuff like that.
Yeah, go directly to the event page and see where they're selling tickets, and that'll probably be your best price.
Exactly.
Because fuck you, Ticketmaster.
Yeah, fuck you.
This is a Ticketmaster slander podcast.
Yeah.
Any other events you would like to add, Cricket? Okay. All right, then. Well, in that case... and I did also want to just touch on our event last Monday.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, to everybody that came to our sign-making meetup. We had a lot of fun. It was really great we were going to make protest signs anyway, so we just had fun just chatting with each other, making jokes, coming up with different things to put on the signs. Mm-hmm. And then some of the people couldn't actually be at the rally, so they sent them with me, and I gave them out to people to hold up. Yeah. And, and if I saw you at the rally, hi. And actually just look for us at rallies going forward, because we're going to be out there with a water wagon, because you can't slay when you're dehydrated, babe.
Yeah.
And
I'll make as many of them as I can, but definitely look for Taylor. I unfortunately have a civilian job.
At least for the time being.
Yeah.
If I have, you can now donate on our webpage, so I don't have to get a civilian job. And I could go to all of them.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding. But if you do know a mysterious benefactor, just a venture capitalist that wants to invest in podcasting, tell them, hit us up.
Yep.
We are available.
We're very available.
We're very available. We're a sluts for sponsors.
Slut.
Sponsor sluts. Actually, no, we're not. There are certain people I won't take money from.
Yeah.
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 Back to the
matters at hand.
Regularly scheduled show.
Hey Taylor, what time is it?
It's time to be gay and do crime.
Oh yeah.
So, what bill are we covering this week?
This week we're covering the Bathroom Misdemeanor Amendment, aka H0607.
Gross.
Yeah.
I just hear bathroom and I cringe.
Right.
Why are we so many bills about bathrooms?
Correct. Let me double check I've got the right one open, because I wanted to... Okay, what's it technically called? Okay. So this one has a couple chapters to it, just as a preface, and she's pretty lengthy because of it, so I'm going to try to power through this as much as possible, and we're going to try very, very hard to stay on topic.
We're going to power through this because Cricket knows that we have to keep this within an hour, and if they want to do a deep dive, that we can start a series for that.
Yeah.
But Cricket knows they have to keep this within a time limit.
So I'm going to be going. I'm going to be going. I'm going to be making comments as we go. And if you need to interrupt me for anything, you can interrupt me.
Oh, I will.
Okay. So this was introduced a few weeks before HB 752, which is the slightly more famous bathroom bill that's sitting on Brad Little's desk right about now, the one that criminalizes using the wrong bathroom.
Criminalizes.
Yeah. And
with jail time.
So there's actually, as I was researching this bill, 607, I kind of realized that there's kind of a whole series of these bills that are all little family members. I'll go into that later, and you can see it in our resources. I got all of the ones that I could find together, and we have links to all of them. So we've got some bonus resources that I'm not even going to cover here. Yeah.
And hey, leave us a comment if you would like to watch a deep dive series by Cricket.
Yeah, we could do deep dives into all of the Idaho transphobia bills or something like that. That could be fun, a bonus video.
Could be, yeah. It could be our Patreon. I don't know. Give us a holler.
Anyway, so the first chapter of the bill, Chapter 48, opens with a series of 100% legally factual statements that definitely won't be fought in court at any point ever.
Good.
Yeah, no,
Good.
definitely not. Definitely
Glad to see that they're being so cognizant of the Constitution.
Right. Anyway, so like they're doing that typical thing that they do where when writing bills, where they lay out like all these partially true definitions that like are deliberately made like more narrow than they need to be for any practical reason.
Yeah.
And like strict according to like their own religious beliefs and like their 50-year-old like 1970s high school biology education. Like
peaked in high school education. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so like the first bullet point, it just kind of goes into like how men and women are inherently different. And then the next four kind of go into like how everyone has a right to privacy, especially from the opposite sex, and when changing or peeing around the opposite sex, and it can be inherently potentially embarrassing and dangerous. And supposedly they also have like numerous well-documented examples.
Okay. I already need to interrupt. Again, conflating sex and gender.
Yeah.
And also, that's what you're going to force them to do, though.
We'll go into the whole conflating.
The problem is that trans men are men and trans women are women, and now you're forcing men into the women's restroom and vice versa.
Like, I'm sure, like, none of these examples are cherry-picked, right? Because they would definitely be 100% objective about all this. Yeah. Definitely. Anyway, so the final two bullet points in that section, they basically just state that the state government has the right to make policies regarding citizens' privacy and safety, and that sex-separated government bathrooms and changing rooms is substantially related to this. And then we go into the next section, which has 6 bullets that define 3 terms for us. Okay, my notes are not very clear, so sorry. They define 6 terms for us, 3 of which are just, like, basic stuff like, changing facility, government building, and government entity. If you really want those, like, in-depth things, go read the bill yourself. But then it also defines...
We'll have a link in our show notes.
Yeah, and then it refers you to another document for some other definitions, which we also have in our show notes.
Yeah. It's ridiculous that you have to jump from document to document to document to understand this one document.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. I literally, it took me way longer than it should have to just research this one bill because I had to read like 5 different ones in order to understand what it was saying.
Yeah, and they want it that way.
Yeah.
They want to keep it confusing.
Yeah. Okay. So its definitions according to that second bill, which I have linked in our show notes, is female, an individual who has had, will have, but for a developmental or genetic anomaly or historical accident, would have the reproductive system that at some point produces, transports, and utilizes eggs for fertilization.
That is fucking wild. So they're basing it on the organs that are inside the body, not the organs that are outside the body that are the ones that are a danger / in danger.
They're blaming it completely on internal things that you cannot... You can't check someone and if they have a uterus without, like, actually taking them to imaging or, like, being an OBGYN and knowing what to feel around for.
Right, but, I mean, they did put has had.
Oh, God.
Cut!
So, we just read the definition for female, and it's all about, like, internal organs and stuff like that. And they specifically,
Well, I mean, then they throw in the has had, so then they blow past the excuse of what about women that have had hysterectomies? Because remember, when they first defined it, it was capable of having children. And I'm like, well, I don't have fallopian tubes, so I'm incapable of having children.
And of course, they have to throw in the developmental or genetic anomaly part, and also like the historical accident part. Like, but the funniest thing is about this definition to me is that as embryos, we all start out as female. We all start out...
Everybody's transgender.
Yeah, everybody's trans. Like, our bodies literally, like, they start out female. Female is agender in the womb. So
all men are trans.
Yeah. And, this definition still isn't very... It's not very, like, people with Turner syndrome, for example, like, that's the one... Or, like, androgen insensitivity syndrome, where, like, you're born with XY chromosomes, but you develop completely female due to androgen insensitivity. Anyway, we'll go into that later. I need to get moving.
Yeah, we could go. Yeah, this
Anyway,
is deep dive.
We could go all day. This is just suffice to say, this is an exclusive law that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then it goes on to male. Basically the same thing, but reproductive system that at some point produces, transports, and utilizes sperm for fertilization. So sex means an individual's biological sex, either male or female. Like, that's it. Like, they don't really go into it further. And then the bonus definition is gender. When used to refer to males, females, or the natural differences between males and females shall be considered a synonym for sex, and shall not be considered a synonym for gender identity, an internal sense of gender, experience gender, gender expression, or gender role. So they're treating gender like it's just an adjective for all these other parts of gender, rather than the umbrella overarching it.
Yeah. And they're trying to just make gender and sex synonyms.
Yeah.
And that's just, that science says you're wrong.
Not just science, linguistics. The term gender was coined to be distinct from sex.
Yeah. Science and linguistics and just everything.
Yeah.
And nature itself, you are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Inherently wrong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't present another argument because I'm not a scientist, but I know that scientists have said, yes, these are two different things.
Yeah.
So, you dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
The rest of that bullet point just says that this definition shall not apply when the term gender is used in conjunction with other words or as an adjective to modify other words, basically. So, basically just all the words that I just listed. It's kind of redundant there a little bit.
Yeah, redundancy is their specialty.
Yeah. Anyway, the next section outlines the specifics and is titled "The Government Building Restrooms and Changing Facilities." In this section, they lay out restrooms that must. Can my mouth behave?
Bad mouth.
Jesus, please. Anyway.
Jesus, take the uvula.
Take my tongue too. It's just twisted. Jesus, tongue me.
Oh God. Oh, hallelujah.
Amen.
We already knew we were going to hell.
Okay, so
go on.
In this section, they lay out that restrooms must be clearly marked male and female, and that they can only be occupied by the sex assigned to said restroom. In my not-so-expert opinion, this kind of also bans, like, multi-stall unisex restrooms. Like, they're kind of just basically saying you have to segregate your restrooms if you're going to have more than one stall.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Like, even though plenty of other countries do unisex multi-stall restrooms very successfully, I may add, and I feel like they're safer because this enables you to completely open up the sink area, which means more visibility for, like, if an incident was going to happen.
Well, I mean, and there's also the thing where there's no verifiable data that transgender people even attack people in the bathroom in the first place.
No,
so.
really. Like, there's plenty of data saying that they get attacked in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we'll go into that later, too. Well, not the data specifically, but we'll bring it up.
We'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys just not...
So then they lay out some exemptions to this law, like, you know, practical stuff, like single occupancy restrooms and changing facilities, and they also specify that this includes ones that are labeled for family use, probably because they rightfully assume that families have people of different genders in them a lot of the time. Anyway, so they temporarily...
Got this. I believe in you.
Great, I have to... Anyway... So temporarily designating one space for use by the other sex also is excluded. If there's nowhere else available or if you're cleaning it, as long as you make sure that there's no one with different genitals in there already, basically. Different reproductive parts. Internal reproductive parts. Anyway, if you're rendering a medical assistance or if you're a law enforcement officer performing law enforcement duties, you're also, of course, excluded. Not even with the caveat that you have to check. Which for medical people, like, that's kind of like a no-brainer. But, like, for law enforcement, like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking crazy. Anyway, families and caregivers of people who need assistance and also the person needing assistance, those are also excluded. So, like, if you go into the same sex bathroom as your child, you're excluded. Or if your child goes into the same sex bathroom as you, that's excluded. And then also, same for, like, if a person needs assistance and you're, like, their caretaker. Coaching staff during athletic events are also excluded as long as everyone is in a state of dress. And then it specifies...
I just had the best idea.
Ooh, yeah?
Malicious compliance, y'all. What if the mothers of transgender kids started going into the bathroom with them to make sure that they're safe? Their child needs their assistance.
Interesting. I wonder how... We should talk to someone who knows their stuff legally. That could
Lawyers, hit us up.
Yeah, if that's like a decent strategy.
Because, I mean, I feel like that could be some awesome malicious compliance.
Yeah.
I mean, ladies, you have to be willing to do... Moms, you have to be willing to do it. But, I mean, I know some dragon moms out there that march right in that men's restroom with their kid.
And it specifies, like... I can't remember the exact terminology it uses. Go read the bill yourself, and if legal experts have any insights, please hit us up.
Yeah.
Okay, so it also specifies that during an ongoing natural disaster or emergency, or when necessary to prevent a serious threat to good order and public safety. And that's like a direct quote, that bullet point. Which tells me that if somebody decides that there's a serious threat to public safety in the bathroom, they could use, or they can make that up as their defense, potentially, to why they're going into the wrong bathroom.
So, in other words, trans panic.
Yeah.
Trans panic is now going to be an excuse in Idaho.
You think you see a tranny walking into the girl's bathroom and you're a man? That's a serious threat to public safety.
And I mean... all the time when I, like, talk to these people, they end up at some point, like, saying that I'm trans, because to them that's an insult.
Yeah.
And then they just go on and on about how they can tell because of my nose, or because I don't have an Adam's apple, but they'll claim I have an Adam's apple, or something, you know? And I'm like, but that's going to be enough for them to follow me into the bathroom and assault me. And I am a cisgender woman.
Yeah.
That is the bathroom I'm supposed to go into. Always has been, always will be. Mm-hmm. And that opens the door for any man to follow me into the bathroom because they claim, oh, I thought they were transgender.
Yeah, I thought they were transgender and they seemed really aggressive, so I thought that they were going to hurt somebody.
Yeah, especially since I usually dress in, like, you know, jeans, denim. Yeah. Like... So, yeah, that's what this law is going to do. It's not only going to be a major danger for... Major danger.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is serious. It's not only going to be, like, a huge danger for transgender people using the correct bathroom, but it's going to be a danger for cisgender women and predators. Because guess what, Idaho lawmakers? Criminals don't follow laws.
They really don't.
But yeah, this is essentially just clearing a path for predators to do whatever they want and then use trans panic as an excuse.
It's also one of the means by which they intend to funnel people into gendered boxes.
Yeah.
And discriminate against anyone who isn't perfectly gender conforming, which is... Fun fact, gender's a binary. Wow, imagine that. Sometimes there's not clear differences between people of different genders because it's a complex thing that involves things like presentation and identity, and it does involve, like, biological sex to, like, some degree because... But...
It's complicated is the point. It's a very complicated subject. It's not black and white like they try to make it seem. Because, hey, for example, I have very conservative family members and friends back where I'm from. And a lot of them sorry to tell you, trad dudes they don't wear a lot of makeup, and they wear denim and flannel, and like not traditional women's. Like, I don't know that my mom's worn a pair of high heels in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not her style. She likes to be working out on her little farm.
Yeah.
That's what she calls it. Her little farm's got a few fruit trees, asparagus, and some chickens.
Oh, I love that.
I know, she's adorable.
Aww.
Anyways, but yeah, she's very conservative. And, like, they're trying to funnel everybody into this, okay, women wear high heels and skirts and do the housework and shit. And that's just not, it's not how humans work.
Yeah, no, mask Trump lesbians are going to be in for a big shock when they realize that the leopards are eating their face too.
Oh, the leopards are coming for them. Butch lesbians that are Trumpers, hate to say it. Well, actually, I kind of love to say it, but I told you so. Just remember this.
Okay.
Any hoozles.
Anyway, the government entity in charge of a government building may provide reasonable accommodation to people who don't want to use the bathroom of their assigned sex at birth, as long as that doesn't include them even possibly being present, peeing, or changing around the opposite sex. So, like, if they are given permission to use the bathroom, probably they'd have to put up a sign.
Or lock the door.
Yeah.
Like, lock the main door to the bathroom.
Which is, like, wild, like...
It's wild. And... go on.
It's crazy. Anyway, so enforcement for this particular bill is civil suits against... Like, this part of the bill is civil suits against the government entity at fault, where the 2-year statute of limitations, $10,000 paid to the victim per instance, plus monetary damages for psychological, emotional, and physical harm caused, plus legal costs, plus they're not excluded from pursuing other legal action against the government entity.
I have so much psychological damage from my life, and not a single bit of it was caused by a trans person.
Yeah.
Most of it was caused... Can you guess?
Go ahead.
Cishet white men!
Wow! Amazing! I was
so
like,
why aren't we legislating against them?
Yeah, no, this is a topic I love to bring up with the bots in the Facebook comments, because they always run away.
Oh, they run so fast.
They run so fast.
I did it the other day. I was like, hey, so all, or at least most of the child molestation cases from this year in Idaho were committed by youth leaders at church and pastors.
Wow.
So why are we not litigating against Christian white men?
Yeah.
Because they seem to be the dangerous demographic here. You can quote me on it.
Yeah. Anyway, this part of the law also doesn't apply to public schools or another class of like building that they call covered entities, which includes correctional facilities, domestic violence shelters, juvenile correctional centers, and state educational institutions. And then like public schools, and then all of the others, like they have their own like separate legislations in the show notes. We're on to the second chapter finally. I promise this part's shorter. So this is chapter 40. Don't ask me why the smaller one comes after. Called Liability for Places of Public Accommodation, aka like public restrooms and changing rooms. It basically has the same opening as the government building chapter. It just lays down the responsibility for land possessors to segregate bathrooms and changing rooms, because it's their responsibility to protect public privacy and safety in those areas, alongside the government responsibility that they claimed in chapter 48. It defines changing facilities, places of public accommodation, and this one I will define for you. It just basically means literally anywhere that anything is happening that is made available to the public. So that's what they, like, bar, grocery store,
we get it.
Everywhere. Anyway.
Public, in public.
Anyway, so and then, you know, they also define, like, sex, again, like they refer to that one. And places of public accommodation have a duty to take reasonable steps to ensure that the privacy and safety of an individual is protected from members of the opposite sex. And that's a direct quote from the word duty onto the word sex. In all of these state-sanctioned, sex-segregated facilities in places of public accommodation. Same exact exceptions as the government. So, everything that I laid out for the government. Places of public accommodation are not prohibited from offering reasonable accommodation with, you know, the same qualifiers as the government buildings. So it's interesting that they choose their phrasing so carefully there. Like, for government buildings, they may provide accommodation. But public places, so places of public accommodation aren't prohibited from offering reasonable accommodation. And we were talking about, like, how, like, careful they are. Because, like, in the government section, they say they may offer reasonable accommodation.
Wait, you pressed record, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Here they're saying that they're not prohibited. Like, places of public accommodation are not prohibited from offering reasonable accommodation. So
It's just dicey.
it's real dicey, and it feels very intentionally misleading.
Like, you can do it, but if somebody is psychologically damaged, we'll hold you liable.
Basically, yeah.
So, and this just feels like a way for them to target queer-friendly businesses or queer-owned businesses.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, so then this bullet point is kind of a hot can of worms. Direct quote, "It shall not be a breach of the duty provided in Section 6, 4003 Idaho Code," which, in a bracket, I say, the section that outlines it's the duty of places of public accommodation to protect the safety and privacy of each sex from members of the opposite sex. Continue quote, "If the privacy or safety of an individual was violated because such individual entered a restroom or changing facility designated for use by the other sex." Which reads to me like, if you're a trans person and you walk into the wrong bathroom, if someone follows you in and beats your ass, the place that you're at can't be held liable for failing to protect you.
So the place that you're at can be held liable if you use the wrong bathroom.
No.
But if somebody follows you when you're using the correct bathroom and just decides you're not in the right place and assaults you,
Yeah.
then the business can't be held liable.
Yeah. And again, like, if people who are better read at law than us have insights, please share them. Because, I mean, I could very well be wrong, but that's just,
That's how we read it.
that's how we interpret it. Like,
we are not lawyers.
Yeah, no.
We are just two silly kids with microphones trying to make sense of these horrendous laws.
And I will also say, like, this also reads to me like genital checks are fair game if you're trans.
Yeah.
Because you have the wrong genitals for the bathroom.
Yeah. There's nothing to protect you from somebody cornering you and demanding to see your genitals.
Because they specify privacy and safety. What do they mean when they refer to privacy and safety throughout there? They mean, like, somebody seeing your genitals, somebody sexually assaulting you. Like, they're not gonna... They have zero intention to protect trans people from the repercussions of this, and
they're hoping that there will be bad repercussions. They're hoping to either kill them off or chase them out. Yeah. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah, kill them off, chase them out, or endgame institutionalize everybody. Like, everybody that sticks around that they can't kill or chase away, they're gonna institutionalize.
That's why they keep pushing the narrative that it's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. Yeah. Anyway. So they can bring back sanatoriums.
Basically that.
Is that what's going to make America great again?
Yeah, let's bring back the insane asylums where they fucking electrocuted patients and lobotomized them.
That probably would be fine with them. Lobotomize women again?
Yeah.
Hi, Katara. Katara, everybody.
They probably would love to make Hysteria an actual diagnosis again. Like, that was probably
Well,
a wet dream.
I'm okay with the treatment for hysteria.
Well, it depends on the hysteria.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it depends on the treatment.
I
'cause
want
they
the
had
vibrator kind.
they had a number of treatments for hysteria that involve, well...
Less pleasant
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I want the vibrator one.
That's a good one. Anyway.
It's why vibrators were invented. If you don't believe me, look it up.
Yeah.
Don't at me.
Yeah. Anyway, that one also has a 2-year statute of limitations and doesn't bar you from seeking other civil and legal remedies. And it also doesn't apply to public schools or government buildings because, again, they have other things for that. Government buildings being earlier in the thing. So, that's that. Go read the sister laws. Read this law. Brush up on what it means for you. And if we find, like, any, like, legal resource pages and stuff, we'll share them with you guys.
Yeah, we will share them. And we do have resources on our webpage. You can find the link in our Instagram bio, or you can go to queerdoho.wixsite.com. We've got a resources page and an events calendar.
Yep.
So.
Yippee.
All right. Well. Deep breath. Cleansing breath. And reset. Okay. Are we ready for some representation recommendations?
Yeah, Taylor, what's yours?
Mine this time is a whole actor.
Yippee.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Mr. John Bell. For our Outlander fans, he plays young Ian, and just a little bit, there might be some spoilers, so if you don't want those, skip. But fun fact about his role as young Ian on Outlander is he landed the role 2 weeks before he was supposed to start at Glasgow University.
That's crazy. Crazy timing.
So he's like, TV show, college.
I wonder if he still had to pay tuition.
Huh?
I wonder if he still had to pay tuition. I don't know
think
how
he
it
did.
works overseas, but, like, I know in the U.S., I think that as long as you don't start classes, then technically you don't have to pay it.
I did not research that.
Anyway,
No,
it doesn't matter.
do not Google it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I was just unlocking my phone.
I don't trust you. Okay. Like a really cool thing he did that I was just like, I gotta talk about this. He performed The Night That Larry Kramer Kissed Me. It's an acclaimed one-man show that, this is a quote, that's been taking audiences on a whirlwind of LGBT plus rights and history since it debuted in 1992. And I did get a lot of my information about this from a Time and Leisure article, The Interview with John Bell. Get back to where I was here. So it was the first time he actually got to play a gay character.
Cool.
And The Night Larry Kramer Kissed Me is a semi-autobiographical one-man show written by Obie-winning actor and playwright David Drake. It's broken up into a series of stories. Drake abstractly documents a gay man's journey of self-discovery while also addressing the AIDS crisis that plagued the community in the 1980s. And so I noted, I was like, so it's like British Rent?
One man British Rent.
Yeah, one-man British Rent. Like,
wait, does it have music?
I don't think it has music. I don't
Okay,
think it's a musical.
one man British Rent the play.
Rent the play. Yeah, rent the monologues.
British Rent the monologue.
British Rent the monologues.
Okay.
Okay, we're done. I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's a serious play, and I'm sure it's wonderful. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure he was great in it.
Let's look for a slime tutorial sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Focus. Okay. I feel like a Muppet right now. You're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Oh, and then he's Scottish. What more do you need?
That's good.
is very good. We like us
Oh, this is
Scottish.
good.
I love that accent. Scottish
Sorry.
Queerdos, if you're out there. Hi. My family lives in Glasgow. And he actually, back to John Bell, sorry, made his television debut as Crete in Doctor Who's 2007 episode Utopia after he won the role in a Blue Peter competition. And for us stupid Americans, Blue Peter is a British children's television entertainment program created by John Hunter Blair. It is the longest running children's TV show in the world.
That's crazy. Having
been broadcast since October 1958. So suck on that, Sesame Street.
Suck on that, Grey's Anatomy.
Just kidding. I'm so sorry, Sesame Street. I love you.
Same, Grey's Anatomy. I love you.
But also suck it.
Suck it!
You keep killing all the best characters, Shonda Rhimes. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then sending the rest of them away.
Yeah, and you're a heartbreaker. You're a heartbreaker, but you're a damn good writer.
Yeah.
But that's all I had on John Bell. He's a gay man, and I thought that spotlighting a queer actor would be fun. So, go check out some of his stuff, and of course, if you're an Outlander fan, do not at me about the latest episode, because I haven't watched it yet. Okay. What is your representation recommendation?
Ooh, thanks for asking. My representation recommendation this week, or rep-rec, if you will.
Rep-rec.
Is the album Torn by CobrAH, spelled with an H. As in CobrAH. Anyway,
CobrAH.
Yeah.
CobrAH.
Anyway, so she's a Swedish lesbian artist who's, like, heavily involved in the BDSM scene. And so, like, she kind of describes her style as, like, BDSM pop or, like, gay workout music.
So maybe it's like CobrAH.
Yeah. And then she also, like, has, like, an extremely, like, alternative aesthetic, which is, like, so fucking cool.
Yes. Say less.
Two little alt baddies who are 2 thumbs up for CobrAH. Anyway, she used to be a school teacher till, like, 2020.
All right.
Yeah.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, she even had, like an article written about her, like, secret life of a school teacher type thing. Like, that's so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
and just further proof that you can change the trajectory of your life whenever you want.
You really can. You can choose whenever. Anyway, so Torn has, like, 11 songs. I like all of the ones I've heard so far, which I'm pretty sure is, like, almost all of them, if not all of them. I started, like, listening to it in order once, and then I got bored, because I hate listening to albums in order sometimes. Sometimes I love it, but I just wasn't in the right mood for it.
Right.
So, I started, like, I just added, like, a bunch of them to, like, my regular playlist, because I was like, well, I know I like CobrAH's music, so, like, I'm just gonna, like, if I like the song name, I'll add it to my playlist, and if I like it, I'll keep it, and if I don't like it, I'll take it off. And so the standouts for me that I have heard would be Dog, which has the line, like, the main, like, hook, that's like, I want a dog, I want a puppy, I want a life together, you just want to fuck me.
Oh.
Like, that hits good. It's like, any lesbian that's been in, like, a relationship like that where it's like, you're way more into it than they are.
Yeah.
That keeps happening to me, by the way. It's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad.
I'm taking a break from dating. Unless something comes my way.
I'm gonna eventually gather up the courage to talk to women in public.
I believe in you.
Eventually that'll happen.
I believe in
you. But just for the record, I also dress like a dom, but no.
That's valid.
No. I'm a bottom, ladies.
Yeah.
don't let the denim and studs fool you.
A scary dog bottom.
Yep.
Got scary dog syndrome, but you're a bottom.
Yep.
Anyway, so then another one of the ones that I really like is called Hush, and the production on this track just absolutely slaps. It's, like, incredibly sexy and smooth, and just, like, it has so many good vibes. And then IG, which is just, like, the perfect gay workout music. Like, as she describes it, like, that's the perfect descriptor for the song. And then Really Hard is another really good one, and I like that one for driving. I like driving to that song.
Nice. So. Love a good driving song.
Yeah. Go listen to Torn. It's a good album, and listen to more of CobrAH's music. It's all great. Anyway.
Yeah. It's either CobrAH or CobrAH.
CobrAH.
But however you want to say it, they sound pretty rad. Yeah. You ready for our suffix salute?
I am. Okay.
And I actually had to go back to make sure. I can't believe we have not done this one before.
That's crazy.
But we all know her. We all love her. she's a badass. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Miss Laverne Cox.
Tell us more.
Transgender queen.
Because that's like all I read of your like section about
Yeah.
it was Laverne Cox.
So now you want to be told a story.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
'Cause I love
supposed to
her.
be a surprise.
Yes.
Okay. So Laverne, did not know this about her. She started off with dancing.
Ooh.
And she started dancing at 8. She was competing by 3rd grade.
Hell yeah.
And then she went on to boarding school and university for dance.
Nice.
So, and that's where she got interested in acting.
Mm-hmm.
So then also in college was just, it almost sounds like it's the trans version of the movie college experience, you know? She went to boarding school and went to university, and then at university she's like, oh my god, I'm going to change my major. And then she also transitioned in college.
Oh yeah.
So it's like finding yourself to the extreme.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Okay.
But that's totally a movie.
Yeah.
She has been on Law and Order twice, and as a avid propaganda watcher, as I've said, I just love me a Dick Wolf.
No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. Go ahead.
Ew, no. Damn it!
Team Jacob!
Dishonor! Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow!
Dishonor on my whole family!
Your whole family. Been on Law and Order twice, which is somewhat of a rite of passage in New York City acting. And I get excited, like, when I recognize someone, and I recognized her the other day. I was like, ah! I think that's what made me think to do this one, because I was like, oh my god, we haven't done Laverne Cox.
Like, that's crazy.
She is award-winning.
Mm-hmm.
She has been nominated 4 times as an actress for an Emmy. She won a Daytime Emmy Producer Award for Laverne Cox Presents the T-Word. And then I did take this from her website. Laverne is an Emmy-winning producer, and her last documentary, Disclosure, which she executive produced, is currently streaming on Netflix. So go check out Disclosure on Netflix. Disclosure gives an unprecedented, groundbreaking look at the depiction of transgender characters throughout the history of film and TV. Her other documentaries include Emmy-winning Laverne Cox Presents the T-Word and Free CC. So that sounds like a really interesting documentary that I want to watch.
Yeah.
So go check that out on Netflix. She is also the first openly transgender person to appear on the covers of Time, British Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and Essence magazines, among others. Laverne also proudly holds 2 Screen Actor Guild Awards, winning them with her Orange is the New Black castmates for outstanding performance by ensembles in a comedy series. Other accolades include Critics' Choice nomination for Best Supporting Actress and consecutive NAACP Image Award nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. And I'm like, why does this say nominations and not awards? Because have you seen Orange is the New Black?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She
so
is
good.
amazing in it.
She's literally, like, I remember when I was a teenager and the show was, like, actively airing, I remember seeing the articles about her and, like, how groundbreaking her performance was and, like, how groundbreaking the show was. And I wanted to watch it so bad, but, you know, like, Mormon House, there was no way I was going to be able to watch it without someone catching wind. Because it was a very popular show. Like, of course, my mom would have immediately recognized it, like, on the watch history. And this was back before they had different profiles, so there was no way. Anyway.
But, yeah, if you haven't watched Orange is the New Black, it is incredible.
So good.
And it definitely explores gay topics, like, you know, and the whole concept of prison, gay for the stay. And, like, it's a really good show. But just fair warning, jail's not really like that.
No.
So don't go rob a bank or anything thinking you're going to have the Orange is the New Black experience, because you will be sorely disappointed.
Plus, like, even so, like, the Orange is the New Black experience, like, it's definitely glamorized, but it doesn't look pleasant.
Yeah, it doesn't look fun.
Yeah.
You're still in prison.
Yeah. It's just better than the reality still.
Yeah, that's even better than what's really going on. So, gross. That's a whole other topic we can get into about the prison industrial complex.
We should sometime.
We probably will sometime. Probably when protesters start getting jailed. Anyways, something I did not know, and it was kind of exciting, is she's also a podcaster.
Ooh, love that.
Right? So she actually has the Laverne Cox show with Shondaland Audio and iHeartRadio. Shonda Rhimes, you've done it again.
Done it again.
Done it again. You gave us a whole Laverne Cox show, and I love it. So like I said, I got most of this information directly from her website. I also took a little bit from her Wikipedia page, but go check out The Disclosure on Netflix. Yeah. And also, if you haven't watched Orange is the New Black on Netflix, what have you been doing? Go do that.
Go do it.
Because it is a fantastic show and with a fantastic cast. Spoiler alert, I am still not okay about Poussey.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I'll ever be okay about that one.
Nope. And it was a very pointed reference.
Oh, yes.
Very pointed reference. Yes. Once again, art is a mirror to society.
Yep.
Anyways, well, Laverne Cox, you're amazing. You're so impressive.
Yeah.
And just, we love you.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, we salute you. We're gonna do it the same. One of these days, we're gonna do it the same way.
It's like rock, paper, scissors with hand signs.
Hand
signs.
Like,
are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this?
Come on, boom. Let your body move to the honey. Don't sue me, Madonna.
You wanna know what the seminary, like Mormon seminary version of rock, paper, scissors was?
What?
Chick Bear Hunter.
But what is secular about rocks, papers, and scissors?
Well, no, it wasn't like a religious thing.
Oh,
it was just a funny thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of those weird Mormon cultural things that springs up.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this could be a special for our Patreon.
Yeah.
Fun Mormon facts.
Yes.
They pop up every once in a while. Well, now it's time for your gay aunties to tell you about an organization that is helping out our community.
Yes, indeed.
And today we're going to learn a little bit about the Transgender Law Center. And so it is the largest national trans-led organization advocating self-determination for all people.
Oh, yeah.
And they do have a help desk on their website.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a lot of programs, right?
Yeah. They've got a lot of programs like, they've got the Positively Trans program, which, like, advocates for education and ending the stigma around, like, trans folks living with HIV, which is really, really important because there's still a lot of stigma for HIV.
Ton.
So much fucking stigma. Do they still, like, not allow gay men that are sexually active to donate blood?
Yep.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
That's not going to get any better anytime soon.
No,
now.
It's been 40 years since the 80s now, guys. What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Y'all should know better.
And it's the disease that the government let run rampant in the gay community. But that's another episode.
Yeah. Anyway, they also have the Disability Project, which magnifies the leadership, collective power, and analysis of marginalized, disabled, deaf, ill, and MAD communities.
I was hoping you would know the MAD communities. I'm not sure what that is.
I might have to look at the actual page and we'll do a follow-up.
Yeah.
Anyway, while increasing disability justice capacity in the movements that seek to serve them. So, they've also got Black Trans Circles, which, like, it's for the BIPOC, specifically Black trans folks. I'm so sorry. Okay, Black Trans Circles develops the leadership of Black trans women in the South and Midwest through the creation of healing justice spaces to work through oppression-based trauma and incubate community organizing efforts to address anti-trans murder and violence. And the Gender Justice Leadership Program, which is like a national trans and gender nonconforming youth leadership storytelling program, which is really fucking cool. The Black LGBTQIA+ Migrant Project, which is also called BLMP, envisions a world without forced migration where no one is forced to give up their homeland, where all Black LGBTQIA+ people are free and liberated.
So that's like a lot of...
They've got a lot of cool stuff.
They do a lot of cool stuff,
yeah.
And they work in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of resources.
Oh, yeah.
So especially with these laws being passed.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, whenever I do a law for this from now on, I'm definitely going to, like, especially if it relates to trans people, I'm definitely going to look to see if the Transgender Law Center has anything to say about it, because I'm sure that they've got stuff.
I'm sure they do, yeah. And maybe it's something that hasn't been brought to their attention yet. So, I mean, check out their website. They've got a ton of resources. They could probably even help with, like, understanding, like, where you stand in a certain new environment where laws are being passed, what your rights are. They're going to have a lot of resources there for you. Or if you've been accused of breaking one of these laws, they might be able to provide resources on legal assistance and things like that.
Yeah. I will also say, like, they have a get help section of their website for you to, that's their help desk. And it also has a safe exit button if you ever need that. So
we love
very
safe
good
exit buttons.
Yeah.
We love them.
And that just takes you straight to Google.
Perfect. We love it.
Yep.
So, Transgender Law Center.
Hell yeah.
If you see this, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. And, yeah. But unfortunately, that brings us to the saddest part of our show.
Aww.
Where we have to say goodbye.
Bye.
So, everybody out there, please take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Give yourself time to recharge. Because this is a marathon, not a race. And, like, you can't fight the autocracy if you're exhausted.
Take care of your soul. Go do something that you really enjoy.
Give yourself permission to be in the moment while doing something you enjoy.
And give yourself a break from the pressures of life when you are not lifing and when you are lifing.
Yeah. Set boundaries for yourself.
Yes. Separate your work life and your personal life a little bit. Like, even if there's some crossover, that's natural. Just, like, make sure there's separation too. Make sure you're able to leave the world at home when you, like, clock in and... I'm done. Okay, let's go.
Work-life balance.
We're done. Anyway, we're here.
We're queer.
We're
taxpayers, bitch.
Bye.
It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic.